Hello, and welcome to the Quick and Painless Pro Wrestling Podcast, Season 2. I am one of your hosts, Carter.
And hey, I am the other host, Dillon. What's up, man?
Wow.
It's been a while since we have done this.
Yeah, that must have been, we had a poll in the off season. What do we needed to change? And the results are in, and they said they wanted Dillon to be a little bit more wacky.
Yeah, a little more crazy.
Yeah, so far I am not in favor of those poll results.
We just want Dillon to show more emotion in his voice. We're tired of those AM tones. We need to bump it up to FM now.
You're right. Yeah, now you're like a morning FM talk show host. You need a soundboard, and you need to periodically
Crazy
sip your cup of coffee.
Yeah. Daring Dillon here. Flying high above in Chopper 7.
Nice. Yeah. I like that.
Thanks.
So, yeah, we said off-season. There is no off-season in wrestling, but apparently there is in podcasting.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew there could be an off-season in podcasting?
This was the greatest career change ever.
Yes. But Season 2, yes, this starts Season 2 of the Quick and Painless Pro Wrestling Podcast. So, we took a little bit of an extended break just to kind of, I don't know, what would you say, like cleanse ourselves?
Stretch our legs.
For
recharge our batteries.
Yep, exactly. Just kind of, decompress for a little while before we, get balls deep back into this thing called pro wrestling.
I went full Celine Dion and just didn't talk for 3 weeks because I was saving my voice.
Celine Dion did that?
I mean, I don't know if it was 3 weeks, but if she has to perform, then she won't speak prior to the performance to save her voice.
Well, she's got to warm up, though, right?
No, she goes out just completely raw, like, here it is.
Oh, she's just raw in it?
Raw in it.
A few sips of water, and she's just like... Yeah.
It was more Eddie Vedder than Celine Dion.
I can't do Celine Dion. I'm not Canadian enough to do that. So
Eddie Vedder's close to Canada, Seattle, Washington. That's pretty close.
I think he was actually born in California.
Really?
Yeah, he's like a surfer and everything.
Is he though?
Yeah, I believe so.
Maybe a butthole surfer.
I know the band you're talking about, but the song is escaping my head right now.
Yeah, someone said butthole surfer to me yesterday, and I immediately thought of that band, and I don't think that they knew it was a band.
Yeah, they were actually calling you a butthole surfer.
I was like, what? What year is it? I was actually arguing with a middle schooler from 1997.
Yeah, they're just throwing like schoolyard insults your way. Yeah, stupid snothead. But yeah, we're back.
What middle school did you go to? Lame-o.
Yeah, one with not very good insults that nobody can think of. So.
No, snothead.
Yeah, wow, man, I don't know how to respond to that.
Oh, man, you just blew my mind.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I don't think we advertise very much, mostly because it's a talent of mine, and I feel like you don't want to give me very much credit, but we make our own music also. The one time we tried to use a different song, it got flagged on YouTube.
Yeah, and then it got all like, muddled and everything, or they had to like mute it, for copyright purposes. And
it was literally the middle of the song, like 13 seconds of it, if even that. YouTube still found it. They were like, oh, wait a second. That's my jam. I know that anywhere.
Gary, we got him.
You can't sneak the darkness past me, you son of a bitch. You snothead.
Yeah.
So we make our own music, and I thought in recognition of a second season that we should have a new song to kind of bring us in. So if you don't mind, Dillon, I'm going to play a little bit more of it than what I normally would. And going forward, we'll only play 27 seconds of this as an intro. But for this, our first episode of season 2, I'm going to play a little bit more of it so you get the full idea. But anyway, original song by me.
Drop it.
Boom.
Drop that beat.
Maybe this will be very bad, but hopefully it'll get better as time goes on. Oh my God. He's gonna. He's coming at you! The best there is, the best there was, and the best there will be! He's gonna hit! That's it.
300 million times 4 is 1,200 million.
So that's that. Dillon, what do you think of that song?
I've listened to it 3 times today, so
Nice.
I think when you sent it to me earlier today, I think I replied back. I was like, "That's fucking genius."
Oh, dropping season 2. Holy smokes!
It's a whole new season,
Jeez.
No.
Gee, willikers.
whole new set of rules.
Yeah, it's always funny to me, if I'm messing around and I'm making something or whatever. Brie will be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, making music." And I feel like, that would be something I would say just kind of as a joke.
Just trying to get her to go away. So
No, you know how when you say to someone, "Hey, good morning, how's it going?" "Oh, just living the dream." First of all, I never say that, but people say that, So I feel like a response making music is similar to that. You know what I mean? "Hey man, what are you up to?" "Oh, just making music. How about you?" So anyway, anytime that she asks and I respond with making music, it always makes me laugh thinking about that. But
what is her response?
Well, see, I think in her head she's like, what does that mean? Is he actually trying to sing on a song? Yeah. I'm just back there by myself with my headphones clutched.
Is he trying to sing like Eddie Vedder?
Yeah. I hinted at that at the beginning of the episode, thinking that now is my chance.
That's what you were doing.
Exactly.
Oh.
You know what this world needs in this crazy time of crisis?
Another person singing like Eddie Vedder.
An Eddie Vedder tribute band.
Why has this never been done before?
Come on.
Until now.
I call my band Eddie Vedder.
Pearl Butter.
Off-white margarine.
Yes.
This is my name of... Oh, God.
Well, anyways, how have you been? It's been a little while since I talked to you. I
know.
We've texted periodically throughout the past couple of weeks, but we haven't actually sat down and had a conversation.
Yeah, it's interesting that when the podcast ends, so does our friendship.
Yep. We have a strictly podcast-only friendship. And
That's
I
right.
Like it, and I like it that way.
I get a text from you. I'm like, huh? What? Podcast? Oh.
Yeah. Oh, he wants to be friends again.
Yeah, crap. How about that weather? No, things are good.
Any new developments on the baby front?
It's still cooking. She's still in there. She kicks at me. I sing to her. No, I don't. I don't sing to her.
She kicks me, and I punch her. And
Stop it.
Yeah. Respect me.
Yeah, no, I mean, things are going great. It's been a little crazy because, you try to prepare, whether it be clothes or furniture or, all the things that you need to equip yourself with when you have a baby coming in. Mm-hmm. So with stay-at-home orders, it's been kind of difficult as far as that goes because you can't exactly go into a lot of stores and look at things. So it's a lot of online shopping. So that can be difficult, and it proved to be pretty difficult at the beginning. I like to think we're pretty conditioned to it now, so not that big of a deal. We've adapted, and it is what it is. So
awesome.
But yeah, no, I mean, dude, still over the moon excited. Can't wait for that day to come. Realize that life will never be the same, and super excited for that.
Oh,
So.
that'll change quick. So,
What, the excitement?
yeah.
Temper that excitement.
Kidding.
It actually
Kidding.
isn't great.
Yeah. Kidding. It's great. It's great. It's a great time and a great thing to be a parent. So,
Yeah.
Most of the
Speaking of
time.
being a parent,
speaking.
how's things going with you?
Oh, it's a big crapshoot, man. No, not really. Well, at work, we're no longer making emergency relief beds anymore. Everything got shut down within a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, so emergency relief beds are no longer needed, at least, from our company. So we're kind of going back to the norm right now, and everything's a little slow.
Yeah.
It's a little slow, but still working. Thankful for that.
Totally.
Yeah. Doing some golfing.
Finally.
Finally got out and
Nice.
did some golfing. Yeah, I took a lesson too.
Nice.
Yeah. Didn't help, but I'm golfing. That's the most important thing. And no, it's been great. Kids been great. Still trying to figure out, the right way to go about this whole school from home stuff.
Yeah.
Because, we'll start working on something, but sometimes she'll just get frustrated.
Totally.
And, it's like, man, you need to get this done, but, I feel bad at the same time because I don't want to sit here and make you do this and tell you need to get this done while you're frustrated.
Yeah.
So it's like trying to find that balancing act, so usually what will happen, we'll take a break for a little while and then, maybe we'll come back to it later. I don't know. No, we'll try to come back to it later, if we can. But, I don't want to sit there and try to get her to learn something when she's has her head in her hands and she's just not wanting to focus. So, but.
You need to just create an alter ego that is like her substitute teacher.
Go on.
You just be super strict. Today we're going to learn about recycling and the health of the ocean.
Okay.
Sharks live in the ocean.
Sharks live in the ocean. Yeah.
But I feel like if you could just tap into an alter ego, then
I need
you
a
just
beret.
Yeah, there you go. See,
Yeah, I need to get a beret.
A beret. You need to be a. Okay, I got it. Beret Wyatt.
Beret Wyatt. I actually
Yep.
think I think he did that. Well,
What?
not
Really?
not use the name Beret Wyatt, but there's a scene where he was painting and actually wearing a beret.
There you go.
I just connected some dots right there.
Mm-hmm.
So an alter ego to teach my daughter stuff, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, well, we'll make a game out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
there you go.
Sorry that I'm drinking a Pacifico right now. This is my cerveza of choice, considering, God forbid you drink a Corona nowadays.
Or a Oberon, which your state does not have.
Yeah, one trip to North Carolina was enough for me.
Yeah. No more Oberon for the rest of the year.
No, I'm okay with that.
So funny thing, I was getting gas one day, and I went in to go pay.
Mm-hmm.
And all these distilleries and like breweries are making like hand sanitizer.
Right.
Yeah, so I went in to pay, and there's a little shelf that had like bottles of hand sanitizer that were made by a distillery.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, I don't have any hand sanitizer. I'll just grab this. So paid for it. Went back, was drying off, put some on my hand. It smelled like a bottle of whiskey.
Nice.
Yeah, I was pouring like a bottle of whiskey like all over my hand. Like I was waiting to get pulled over for whatever reason, and just had the cop come up, and the whole inside of the car smells like whiskey.
Was it actually whiskey? You grabbed the wrong bottle?
Yeah, I was just pouring like Jack Daniels all over my hands.
It's crazy. These guys are making hand sanitizer now.
Woo!
Sarah, to hell with it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this one alone. But,
Good luck.
yeah, but yeah, so so that's all. That's all I've been up to. That's all that you've been up to.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, unfortunately, you're pretty much just kind of staying home, and working.
Yeah, man. Just doing your thing. Doing your thing.
But as far as wrestling goes, I suppose that's still going on.
Oh yeah, it's flaring up.
Whoa, I see what you did there.
It's flaring up. AEW recently went back to live shows.
Ish. Right. Yeah, live shows.
No more pre-recorded
Tapings.
shows. Yeah,
Yep.
tapings. So they recently just went back. They've got the Double or Nothing pay-per-view coming up in a couple weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's next weekend.
Next weekend? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we had Money in the Bank that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, real quick, I was going to ask. So obviously, Impact is back to doing shows. Excuse me. AEW's been doing shows. They're doing live shows again. NXT's doing live shows again. Raw, SmackDown. Yes. Out of all of these, have you found, is there one show in particular that you're like, I just prefer this? Or if I can only see one wrestling show this week, I want to make sure it's blank.
AEW.
Really?
It holds my attention a lot more than anything else that I've been watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a reason for that, you think? I mean, like a true, bottom line reason. Not
storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. One company is just so processed, homogenized as compared to the other. So the other one, okay, that's no secret. I'm talking about AEW and WWE. So I mean,
you are,
yeah, woo. But no, AEW just feels more fresh. I mean, and just full of more energy. While just comparing it to WWE right now, WWE is just so, it just feels so scripted, over-scripted, like overproduced, and just everything is mapped out to a T on there, where it doesn't feel energizing.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I mean, I'm in the same boat, and I think we've talked about this before, but if I'm going to catch a wrestling show and it's only going to be one a week, it will be AEW. If we've got other stuff we're doing or whatever, I'll make sure, and even if I can't set a recording for AEW, when Wednesday comes, I'll make sure that my TV is on TNT. And then should I happen to turn the TV on late and it's like 9 o'clock or something like that, I can just hit rewind and start it from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's something I'll actually go out of my way. And it's for the same reason. It's for the writing. I mean, one thing, I don't want to get too into, and jump ahead and get into our segments. So I guess I won't. But one example, though, is I saw someone say, oh, that was a great finish to the show with Brody Lee and Moxley, but it would have been better if Moxley was one of the goons, dressed up as one of the goons and then attacked Brody Lee. That would have been so much better. And when I read that, I was like, no. When I was watching it, I thought, oh, man, Moxley's probably going to be one of the goons. And then when he wasn't, I was so relieved because that is WWE
so played out.
Through and through.
Yeah, it's so played out.
Yes, to your point, you've seen it so much over the past, 20 plus years that's it's routine. You can predict every angle and what's going to happen. And if you can't, it's because it's so out of left field that you're like, why are they doing this?
Yeah.
So yeah, based on that, I completely agree.
And everybody on the WWE side just seems so stale. It's just, as far as like the way they deliver their promos and like the way they speak, like it just, it's just, I don't believe them. I don't believe you when you're talking.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be like that. Make me believe. Make me believe. Have some fire in your voice. Do something. Just do something different, please. Please, for the love of God.
And they don't, and I don't want to make this a WWE bashing session, but it frustrates me that they insult your intelligence so much in that, this time last year, AJ Styles was tapping into his, quote, mean streak and, punched Vince McMahon backstage.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
And that was supposed to reveal his mean streak.
Yeah.
Then fast forward to this year, and he and Daniel Bryan are fighting in Vince's office.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. So let's hold off on that.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's just a peek behind the curtain. Okay,
yeah,
all right.
I got notes. So
I don't want to reveal too much now.
Yeah. So before we get into our segments, I had an awesome idea for like a new segment.
Oh crap.
Or like two new segments. One's kind of like an okay idea, I thought, and one I think is genius. On the same level,
let's pump the brakes here, Dylan.
On the same level as your music making skills.
Okay, all right. Well, all right.
Yeah,
you know what? Maybe it is genius then.
Yeah, I just gotta kiss your ass a little bit.
Let's hear it.
Okay. Obviously, we won't do it this week, but we could have like a news section where we just talk about like breaking news, like headline news out of the wrestling world. Like, Matt Hardy got $50 back on a pair of underwear or something like that.
What?
Not saying that he did, but just like wrestling news instead of.
I thought you were already breaking news. Towards the end of the last season, you were breaking news left and right.
Was I?
I don't know. I thought it was something you broke. It was like.
I break hearts.
Right.
Every day.
I feel like it was like, John Morrison just signed with WWE or so. I don't know. I feel like you announced something like that.
I was probably breaking Johnny Dynamo's spirit after how many times we bashed him on this podcast.
Yeah, that could be it.
That's it. That was it.
Listen, if nothing else comes of this podcast, I hope that people I hope that there's a bump in like the Google mentions of Johnny Dynamo. Like if you go back and research, you go to like Google Analytics and it's like the year 2020, the popularity of the search term Johnny Dynamo just took off.
Everybody's like, who the hell is Johnny Dynamo?
I gotta find this out.
Yeah.
Mega Man's Revenge.
I love that game.
This Dynamo guy seems like a cool guy.
But no, just kind of go over some like major wrestling headlines that are breaking. Like, like for example, Mike Tyson is going to be at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
got that. That'll be
Okay.
to present the TNT Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you think it would have been better if he was presenting a championship that was a little bit more, I don't know.
Better?
Well, yes, but like something that would have, like let's say it was the Iron Man Championship presented by Iron Mike Tyson. You know what I mean?
Okay, I see where you're going.
But why the TNT Championship? Like, it just...
I can't answer that. I don't have a good answer for you. I mean...
Like, isn't the guy that the Pulitzer Prize named after, isn't that guy, didn't he also invent dynamite? Like, the actual substance dynamite?
I don't know.
Look,
I couldn't tell you that.
That's for other people to look up. So maybe someone from his family present the TNT Championship.
Well, why don't we just have freaking Wile E. Coyote present the TNT Championship for as many times as he uses dynamite?
Fair, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, so.
Bugs Bunny, there you go. Space Jam 2 is coming out. You got to tie it in.
LeBron James. So. But yeah, that's what I was thinking for a segment. Another segment, and this is the...
Was that the okay segment or the genius segment? Because...
That was the okay segment.
Okay. All right.
This is the genius one right here. So.
Oh, man. Pins and needles.
Yep. So, we get your wife on the podcast.
So far, this isn't going well.
And Bree gives her wrestling wrap-up for the week. She sits and watches wrestling with you, and then she tries to talk about how she feels about everything that she saw while watching wrestling with you.
So,
yes. So,
not only she doesn't like sitting with me, let alone also watching wrestling. No, yeah, that would be hilarious. You are right, but you're talking about. Let's talk about committing time. She's not only committing time to watching wrestling, but now committing time to talking about wrestling. Yeah.
Same thing that we're doing.
You want me to get divorced. That's what you want.
No, I do not want you to get divorced. Not at all. Not at all. We need more listeners, all right? And I figured this is the way to do it.
Perspective.
Yeah. Fresh perspective.
She did ask the other day. She was like, how did this even become a thing? Like, where did wrestling even come from? So I got to school her on that.
Did you show her the Fall Guys?
That's kind of how the conversation started. It's like,
nice.
I got that book, and she was like, oh. And I was like, oh, yeah, this was written back in 1935. She was like, really? It's been around that long? I'm like, oh, yeah.
Like, yeah.
Let me tell you about Lou Thez, Bruno Sammartino.
Yep.
Frank Gotch.
Oh, Simon Gotch. You know Simon Gotch?
But then I talked to her about how it started in carnivals, and that's why everyone speaks carny and all that fun stuff. And she was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. They wrestled elephants at the carnival. Who knew?
And bears.
But no, $1 million idea.
It is an interesting idea.
A million view idea. 1 million views.
I don't know. I think
maybe
we would
200.
lose.
Maybe 200. We got to get to 200 first.
We would lose our spot on WrestlingHeadlines.com. They would be like, Maybe you guys should go back to the off season because
You were doing better then.
we have had more views since you've done nothing.
Yep. I mean, it's business, It's nothing personal. But,
That's a good idea.
Yeah, just throwing it out there. So you talk about it with Bree. You get back to me.
Yep, and you just keep thinking of ideas. That's what you need to do.
All right. Back to
it.
Whatever drawing board I was using to come up with these ideas.
Yeah, an Etch-a-Sketch. You need to just shake that one loose.
Shake it away.
Shake it off.
Yep. All right. So, should we get into our real segments that we do that are a reality on the show?
Yeah. If you haven't heard enough of Bret the Hitman Hart and Vince McMahon, we're going to play them. Yeah, we're going to play them a little bit more. If this is your first time listening, this is actually the second season. So somehow we were in. Okay.
We renewed ourselves for a second season.
Yeah, we thought we did such a good job that we're going to do it again.
And we gave ourselves a nice little raise.
Yeah. Anyway, so we do break it up into two different segments. We have our best thing of the week, which we call the best there is, best there was, and best there ever will be best thing of the week. And then we also have our he's going to puke worst thing of the week. But we're going to start with the best thing with Bret Heasy, Faux Sheezy.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Hey, sorry, that was
brilliant.
Was it?
Yeah. It wasn't. It wasn't genius level, but
yeah. Well, I said we were stretching our legs. I guess now we're sitting back down and we're just trying. We're trying on some new things.
Yep.
Like trying on pants.
One leg at a time.
That's right.
Yeah, baby.
Kick those off.
What was your best thing of the week, sir?
Oh, me.
You.
Me?
You.
My best thing, we already kind of talked about it, but my best thing was actually this week's episode of AEW as a whole. The reason I'm saying that specifically is because of the storylines they're setting up. I appreciate that they've committed blocks of time to each major storyline that they have going. I think all too often we get used to watching programs, and AEW has been guilty of this too before in the past. It's not just a WWE thing, but you get those situations where you're watching a program, you're watching your stories, the moving pictures, but you're watching, let's say you're watching Monday Night Raw, and I don't know, Seth Rollins kicks it off and Kevin Owens comes out and he's all pissed off and he's yelling at him, whatever. And the entire 3 hours is either a callback to that first segment or more things that add to that storyline all throughout. And so you've basically committed an entire episode to just one storyline. And I think that happens a lot. And so that's why I'm saying that Dynamite this week was my best thing, because it definitely wasn't that way. Each major storyline had its own amount of time to build upon. You had Lance Archer and Chris Jericho, Lance Archer and Cody Rhodes at the very beginning, and in all of their turmoil and everything. And it seems like that's kind of the hottest thing that everyone's kind of interested in right now. Anyway, I mean, you talked about Mike Tyson at the top. Mm-hmm. But then you also have Brody Lee and Moxley. They ended everything. You've got the tag team division. They're obviously building that up for probably a reason that we all are already anticipating, right?
What would that be?
The Revival.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's right. Or the Revolt.
Oh, is that what they are now?
Allegedly, the Revolt. I think they, what they do, what's that thing where you claim
Trademark?
ownership. Yeah, I think they trademarked the name The Revolt.
Yeah, I guess I thought, and shame on me for not looking into it, but I guess I thought I saw where WWE fought them for their trademark for Shatter Machine, right?
I remember hearing something about that, but I can't remember for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, it sounds familiar.
I mean, it had to be an R, right?
Oh yeah.
Because of the whole FTR thing.
Mm-hmm. What about, they could have went with The Rising.
Yeah.
The Rising.
Recoil.
The Recoil.
But yeah, and then not only that, but one thing that I know you appreciate, because this is something that we used to talk about when we were younger, but it seems like with AEW storylines, they really make it a point to make sure that the two people that are in the most heated rivalry don't come to blows. Now, a little different with Lance Archer and Cody. Obviously, they did. But it wasn't a full-on match.
It was like a scuffle, like a very intense scuffle that, gets broken apart easily or quickly.
Right.
That way they leave everybody wanting more.
Right.
When they actually do fight. So
Brody Lee and Moxley. Moxley's trying to get to Brody Lee and he can't. Again, something else that happens too much is feuds come and go so quickly because they're just thrown into a match. And it's like, you have nothing to build up to. This feud came about when they had this first match. Okay, so they've already wrestled, then who gives a shit?
yeah.
What are they building up to?
Beat you once? Okay, let's wrestle again. Beat you again. Okay.
Oh, now I'm mad.
Yep.
Here comes Chris Benoit, and he's really mad.
Don't say that name.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so just as a whole, and I don't know, maybe the pandemic has really kind of forced their hand into perfecting some of those things and really how the show comes off as a whole. Because I think that it's gotten much better.
At least on the AEW side.
I'm sorry. That's all I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
If I could do a special callback, if we did this last week like you originally wanted to, my best thing would be Karrion Kross's entrance with Scarlett.
Oh, yeah. Scarlett, like, lip-syncing her way.
Yeah.
Down to the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome, and I hate the freaking name Karrion Kross. It's so dumb, and it's almost like they were like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's come up with something because we're going to just drop it anyway. You're just going to be Cross.
Right. You think maybe they, that's like a slight reference to Jesus? Carry on cross, Jesus carrying the cross.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, WWE.
Yeah.
You've outdone yourselves again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With your blaspheming.
Yeah. No, it was a really nice entrance. I'm waiting to see what he actually does, though. I mean, anybody can have like a nice flashy entrance, lots of lights and smoke and everything like that. But let's see him back it up in the ring too.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah. Let's see what he brings to the ring, and let's see where they go with him, like creatively. Yeah.
I think
ultimately that's really what's going to get people interested.
Yeah, I mean,
You're like,
perhaps. I mean, I would point to the Fiend and say that's not the case.
Well, he's got a flashy entrance, but I mean, flashy entrance isn't everything, though.
He's got a flashy entrance. He's got
the Fiend does,
great promos. So, I mean, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, let's, storyline wise, hopefully it's a strong storyline for Mr. Cross that people can get invested
Mr. Cross.
in. Mr. Cross, yeah.
Let's hope. All right. Anyway, that was that's it for my best. What about you, Mr. Suede?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Mr. Gray, Mr. Anderson. I think my best of the week is the team of Archer and Jake Roberts, especially from what was it, this past week's Dynamite, or just like Jake Roberts in general.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the way he's such a good promo, dude.
Yeah.
He cuts such an excellent promo, and just I believe him. I believe like everything he says when he talks, and it's very hard for me to turn away from the TV when he is talking, because I actually believe that he believes what he is saying. And I think, and obviously, we're missing people like that in the wrestling business today. More so on the WWE side, I believe. But, but what a great asset Jake is to AEW and to Lance Archer also. Bringing all that knowledge he's had, throughout his years in the wrestling business. And I think he's just a great addition to Lance Archer. Mm-hmm. I like it. I'm totally digging it. And plus, like a couple weeks ago when he attacked Brandy.
Yeah.
And he put that snake on her.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool to see the snake come back out again. I was digging that. So.
Yeah.
Jake, yeah.
I agree with that. I mean, we talked about legends and how to use legends appropriately in wrestling nowadays. Mm-hmm. And the absolute wrong way to do it, let them come back and win the Universal title.
That happens.
And the right way to do it, and that is be kind of a microphone or a conduit to someone else's success, like Jake the Snake is. Like having Bret Hart present the AEW championship. Have them involved, but almost as torch passers, not as the guy to come in and beat the person that you've been building for months and months and months in 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, what if when Bret Hart presented the AEW world title, he just declared himself the champion? Right in the middle
if he did, Goldberg would have come in and roundhoused him and broke his neck again.
Another concussion.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. But yeah, use a guy like that to elevate somebody.
Yeah.
And get them over. I was kind of a little worried at first because it seemed like Jake wasn't putting enough emphasis on Lance Archer, kind of like in the beginning. I don't think he was really talking too much or trying to build him up enough, in his promos. But I think as of late, the past couple weeks, it's gotten a lot better, I think.
Yeah, I think the two are becoming comfortable with one another. Lance Archer seems to be getting more comfortable too, in the ring and everything. Mm-hmm. I think his first match with, with Marco, it was great. Don't get me wrong, but it looked like he had some hesitation in some of his movements.
Little jitters, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's gone now.
Rightfully so. Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, kudos to Jake Roberts and Lance Archer. Yeah. So.
Okay. I guess that concludes our best thing of the week, which means, logically, it's time to turn to the other end of the table, our worst thing of the week.
Oh my God, he's gonna puke! He's gonna puke!
So, Dylan.
I'm going to let you go first because...
I wanted you to go first because I feel like you're going to be long-winded on it. Not that, that's a bad thing. I want you to be long-winded on it.
Well, I wanted you to go first because I figured you'd be, a little short-winded.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
So, yeah, mine's pretty simple. It's the constant, incessant insult to our intelligence by WWE. I cannot stand. I mean, I talked a little bit about it, just as an example, AJ Styles beating up Vince McMahon just to cower and be afraid of him a year later. It's not like Vince got bigger and stronger. He got older and more decrepit. But that's just one example. The other example is Baron Corbin throwing people off of a building.
We're going to get to that. So
only for them to just come back the next night as if nothing happened. And then Rey Mysterio get his eye shoved into the steel steps that resulted in him being in critical condition.
Yes.
I get it. Wrestling's make-believe. It's a fantasy land that we make our own rules and all of that. But I guess that's my point. We make our own rules, meaning there are rules to stick to. You can't just change it every day just because. And again, it's make-believe, it's fantasy, it's Chris Jericho said it best when he said, wrestling's ridiculous. And it is, and I get that. But what is there to be invested in if there is no continuity or any story that you can actually invest into? If it's just like, you and me are sworn enemies today, Dylan. Looking at your face just pisses me off.
Whoa.
And then tomorrow, I'm going to forget anything ever happened. We're going to be in a tag match, and we're going to win the tag titles.
Well, that sounds about right. So
yeah. I mean, that happens all the time. I mean, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are the best of friends, despite their heated rivalry. Mm-hmm. I worry for the day that Cross goes to the main roster, or Adam Cole goes to the main roster, or Ciampa and Gargano. I mean, look at Ricochet and Cedric Alexander.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just...
It's frustrating.
It is.
Because it could be so much better. It could be so much better.
And look at NXT. And listen, I love what Triple H is doing. By the way, I thought of another best thing of the week, and that was NXT In Your House.
Oh yeah, celebrating the 20th or 25th anniversary of the first In Your House event. Something
like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it was, yeah. Super awesome. Anyway, Triple H has great ideas, and it you can see that on NXT. It is still WWE programming at the end of the day, so you still have those elements that are very predictable, that are very, very WWE. Like, come on, let's break out of this. Mm-hmm. But it is a better version of the WWE product. So there is potential there. It's never realized, and it's so frustrating. So that is it for my worst thing. I assume that yours will take what I've said and go a little further.
Yeah. My worst thing of the week is the Money in the Bank ladder match. But okay. It's all kind of wrapped up in that, that sandwich that you started with. But
yeah. That moldy bread sandwich.
That moldy bread sandwich. So, I was texting with you while I was watching Money in the Bank, and I was kind of letting you know some of the things that were happening during this match, and I could tell you were very enthusiastic in your responses about the match itself.
Had a few Pacificos at that point.
Yeah, a few Pacific. Yeah. Well, I guess might as well just get into the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Unpack it
and stack it and push it down. So
Yep. And Lex Luger, wreck.
Yep.
Torture racket.
So in the beginning of the match, you had the women competing in the match, and the men competing at the match at the same time.
In the same ring?
In the same building. They both started off on the first floor of WWE headquarters.
Okay.
But the women started in the lobby, and the men started in the weight room.
Okay.
Yeah. So, bell rings. I don't know why there's a bell.
Great point.
Still trying to wrap my head around that, but so a bell rings, and the men start brawling in the weight room, and
does anyone get hit with a weight?
no, but Baron Corbin throws a weight, and it crashes into a mirror.
Okay.
Okay, so well, I should note when they were announcing the participants in the match too. So
Okay.
they would announce them, and they'd walk out. AJ Styles would walk out into the weight room, and then Dana Brooke would walk out into the lobby, and they'd just stand there and wait for this bell to ring. So to
What?
start the match, yeah. So they announce Asuka, and everybody and the women are standing in the lobby, and Asuka isn't coming out. They're like,
Okay.
Where's Asuka? Where's Asuka? So like the bell rings, they look up. Asuka is on like the second floor of the lobby, like standing on a ledge or something like that, doing her Asuka thing, like taunting them. And the women are just like standing there for 10 seconds, like looking up at her.
Okay.
And then she dives, and then Asuka dives on top of them. First of all, why didn't they just move? If they're standing there for like 10 seconds, why didn't they just move?
Yeah.
Second, Asuka is already a step ahead of all those other women who are on the bottom level, and she's on the top level.
Right.
Because the object is to get to the roof, on top of the roof, get in the ring and climb the ladder and grab the briefcase.
Right.
Asuka is already like 10 feet above them. I would screw diving on them. I'm trying to get up to the roof,
Right.
Yeah. So that was kind of like the beginning. Let's see, what else happened?
That's it.
That's it. That's all I got. No. Let's see. Oh, at one point, Dana Brooke comes into like a conference room.
Okay.
And, they have like a bunch of like WWE posters on the wall and everything. And in this conference room is like a Money in the Bank briefcase. Granted, she's not on the roof, but she's, in the building in a conference room. She goes up and she grabs the briefcase, takes it down, and like she thinks she's won.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Stephanie McMahon comes in and she says, no, you got to go to the roof and climb the ladder and get the briefcase up there.
This sounds like a dream someone had.
No, this is actually what happened.
It doesn't sound like a real thing.
No, it happened. It's a real
So,
thing.
yeah, get this. So I go into the conference room.
Yeah.
Stephanie McMahon's in there, and she says I got to go to the roof.
What is that? So, like, you're telling me that Dana Brooke is participating in a match where she doesn't know where to go or how to win?
Right.
Huh? I mean, and you know what? And get this. She participated in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match last year.
It would be great, honestly, if last year somehow she wound up in a conference room.
It just becomes like a recurring joke, like every Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. If they do this again next year and somehow she's in a conference room, I won't be upset. I'll be like, good for them. That was good.
Right.
This is a year in the making.
Yep. Oh my God. Yeah. And then Carmella comes in and like smashes a picture over her head, and like Moon walks out of the conference room while Dana Brooke is like laying there.
I'm telling you, it sounds like a dream.
It sounds like a nightmare to me. So.
Carmella comes moonwalking in.
Yeah. Oh God. I mean, as much
Daniel
as like
Bryan, AJ Styles.
Well, I'm getting to it, but as much as like I'm sitting here kind of like bashing it. I mean, there were some parts that made me laugh a little bit, but just, I mean, it was just stupid though. I mean, there's some parts in Scary Movie 4 that made me chortle, but that's a crappy movie. I didn't like it.
Right.
So,
right.
I think one of the parts that made me laugh was when Mysterio went into the bathroom and then, Brother Love comes out of a stall and he's like zipping up his zipper. He's like, I love you. And, they got his music playing in the background. They have music playing the entire time.
That was what I was going to ask.
Yeah. To kind of like a movie,
I get it.
Yeah.
That is actually the worst action movies have music playing the whole time.
Yeah. To basically, build up tension or to set the mood for what's going on in the scene.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how it was during Money in the Bank.
That's no.
That's
just no.
Yeah, no. Yeah. So yeah, when Brother Love came out, Brother Love's music started playing. So then we come to Paul Heyman.
Okay.
Who's sitting at a like buffet table looking like he's in his element, like trying to figure out what he wants to eat with a big smile on his face.
Okay.
So then like all the competitors meet each other in this room where Paul Heyman is eating food, and they all break out in like a food fight.
Like, who put this together? This sounds like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. If it's possible, could this be your worst thing next week? Also,
It'll probably be my worst thing for like the next until season 3. So
just edging out Lashley and Lana.
Oh god, yeah, we're miles beyond that. So we are miles beyond that. But yeah, they have a big food fight in this area where Paul Heyman was eating a buffet or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Listen, the movie that you, me, and Nick and Ted made, and Garrett,
makes more sense than this.
10 times better.
Yeah, just from what I'm telling you.
Right.
So, yeah.
Find that movie.
Okay, I'll get right on it. Oh man. Yeah. So at one point, AJ's walking through the hallway looking for Rey Mysterio. And he's like opening doors and everything like that. And he comes to a big poster of The Undertaker, and like he stops and he stares at it, and he has like this scared look on his face.
Stupid.
Yeah. So he keeps walking down the hallway, opening doors. He opens this one door, and it's a like creepily lighted room with like fog, and there's, the dark purple lighting. And there's a casket in there.
Okay.
And AJ gets like really scared because this is supposed to be some sort of callback to the Boneyard match with The Undertaker.
Right.
Yeah. So then, out of nowhere, here comes Aleister Black. Punches AJ a couple times, throws him in the room, closes the door, and then keeps on moving.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, God, what else happened? Oh, so there's this... Oh, so it's... who was it? Otis, Daniel Bryan, and I believe Corbin were in this another section of the headquarters, and Daniel Bryan was sitting there giving Corbin like yes kicks, and Otis is standing there watching him, and Otis is going yes, 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 just like chanting along to Daniel Bryan.
Okay.
And then they fight off, and then the camera cuts to this chair that was in the same room with him, and you see this guy dressed up as Doink the Clown pop up behind the chair and like laugh, and then he goes back down behind the chair.
He just laughs?
Yeah, he does something. He like laughs and has a weird smile on his face, and then he just pops back down behind the chair.
Okay.
That's it, yeah. What is it? Okay, so then we come to Asuka again.
No.
So after Asuka dived on, to everybody, she got into an elevator, and she was going up in the slowest elevator ever. And they had like a camera inside the elevator, and you can see her dancing and everything like that, like celebrating, doing her Asuka dance thing.
Okay.
So I think when we come to her next, she comes into like a cafeteria area or something like that, where there's a janitor like mopping the floor, and she's trying to ask the janitor like, "Where's the roof? Where's the roof? Where's the roof? Where's the roof? Show me to the roof."
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, well, why is this happening? I'm just mopping the floor.
All right.
And then I think, Dana Brooke comes along and starts chasing after Asuka, but she slips on the floor and bumps her head.
I did see that.
Yeah. So that basically, takes her out
Right.
of the match. So, but yeah, it was cartoony.
Yeah.
That's what you'd see in a cartoon.
Yeah.
Or like a Three Stooges movie.
They should have been playing yakety sax the whole time.
I was waiting for somebody to go like, knock, 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 like Three Stooges.
Right.
I don't know. So we get to another part where AJ and Daniel Bryan are fighting in the hallway, and they fight into Vince's office.
Yeah.
This is what you're waiting for, huh?
I can't wait to see what you have to say about it, because I saw it.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to go for, stupid and funny, then go all the way. But as stupid as what this was, I feel like this was a missed opportunity for something to be even more stupid. Because all they did was, fight into his office, and there's Vince sitting there in his office, and he gets up, and AJ and Daniel stop fighting, and they look at him, kind of scared and everything like that, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Get out!"
Yeah.
So they're apologizing, "Oh, I'm sorry," and putting his furniture back in place. And they walk out his office, and then Vince puts hand sanitizer on his hands, and then sits back down, and starts writing on his yellow notepad.
Yep.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. As stupid as that was, like I said, I felt that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You could have done so much more with that.
And then they're outside of his office.
Yeah, arguing,
joking.
You were so
You were
scared.
so scared, huh?
Yeah.
Like a bunch of little kids.
Yeah, then they start fighting again.
Stupid.
Vince has a huge Tyrannosaurus Rex skull in his office.
I did see that, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, that's where the "he's gonna puke" thing was filmed at.
That's exactly right.
That's the spot right there. That infamous spot.
Yeah.
So
everyone gets to the roof.
Well, first, was it? I think Oscar. No, I forget who gets to the roof first, but Nia Jax is on the roof, and then Asuka came on the roof, and who was it? Asuka was fighting, or Nia Jax was fighting somebody else, and Asuka somehow took them out. Asuka was climbing up the ladder, And then all of a sudden, Baron Corbin comes from like nowhere, gets into the ring, and climbs on the other side of the ladder that Asuka is climbing on. And they're both climbing up the ladder at the same time. And then they get to the top of the ladder, and they're fighting over the briefcases. Now, granted, there are 2 briefcases hanging from the top of the ring.
Right.
So why are they fighting?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, and then Asuka, like, kicks the crap out of Corbin. He falls off the ladder, and Asuka grabs the briefcase, and she wins for the women's match. And then finally the announcers come in like a really bad, like, pre-taped announcement. And it's Michael Cole, and he's like, "Here it is, your winner, Asuka, of the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Congratulations."
Wow.
That was pretty much the gist of it.
Yuck.
Yuck. Where's that janitor? I need him to mop that up. So yeah, then the rest of the men come on top of the roof.
Corbin murders 2 people.
Yeah, throws Ray off, and then throws Aleister Black off. Yeah, throws them both off, and yeah, there should have been like a squad of police like flying in on helicopters and like rappelling down onto the top of WWE headquarters to arrest Baron Corbin. Because he just like he just murdered like 2 people, honestly.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. And then just like he just runs off like it's no big deal, like, after he apparently throws him off the roof, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was waiting for something like goofy to happen. Like, I don't know. Like Baron Corbin throws Black off, and then he throws Mysterio off, and then all of a sudden Rey Mysterio like slowly floats up, but you realize he's standing on top of a DeLorean that Aleister Black is flying. And then the passenger door opens up and hits Biff Corbin in the face or something like that of the DeLorean. I was waiting for something like that to happen.
Or he throws Mysterio off, and then Mysterio pops up like he used to pop up from the stage.
Oh, yeah.
Who's that jumping out the sky?
Pyro's going off like on his feet. I don't know. I mean, if you're going to do a spot where like you're throwing people off a roof, I think you should have done it so you see them landing on something on the side of the building or like at a lower level down instead of just assuming, oh, it's over.
Right.
They hit the pavement. They're dead. I mean, there could have been like there could have been like a window cleaner station or something that they could have landed on. I mean, that would have been a cool shot to see them like falling down a couple stories and then onto a lower level or something like that. I mean, don't make it.
Well, if all of this is pre-recorded, then
Yes.
And you not only that, but you are a film studio. I mean, you can do high-level like action sequences with stuntmen, and you can do stuff like that. But that's a thing that would have never been overlooked in the past. I mean, you look at Stone Cold and The Rock. Didn't Stone Cold throw The Rock over a bridge?
Into
the water.
Into the water.
But you saw it, and it was a big thing.
You saw somebody falling, yeah.
And it was a big thing. People were like, "Oh my God!" So how is that just like? Well, yeah, my Baron threw him off the building. No big deal.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just weird. Like I said, nothing to insinuate that they were okay or that there was some other level that they fell onto.
Right.
You see him throw him off the roof. You automatically assume, well, I mean, condolences to like Aleister Black and, Ray's family because Corbin just murdered them. So, what else? So somehow like Otis gets into the ring, gets up onto the roof. He starts climbing the ladder, and the ring's the rungs start breaking under his weight while he's climbing the ladder, which I think is something that they did on SmackDown also.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I guess it was kind of a little bit of a callback. So, like, Otis is like, oh, how the hell am I going to get up the ladder?
Mm-hmm.
You know? But end of the match came when Corbin and Styles were on the ladder fighting over the briefcase. And then Elias comes in from nowhere. It's Corbin in the back with a guitar. Corbin falls off the ladder, which leaves the briefcase with AJ, but AJ fumbles it, drops it, and like Otis catches it. And Otis wins.
I mean, I'm not upset that Otis won.
No, but the way it was presented was stupid.
Yeah.
It was stupid.
Yeah. I mean, this is a once-a-year event. It only happens once.
I don't know after this. I mean, who knows if we'll do it again.
might not do it again.
This is the last Money in the Bank ever, so.
But, like, you're really going to not, once a year, you're really going to not give it to AJ?
That's your complaint coming out of this?
Listen, all the other things aside.
That's what you took from this?
Why didn't Doink the Clown win? Stuff like that really irritates me. I mean, you look at like accolades, you know, when you say like John Cena's a 15-time world heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
You know, Randy Orton's a 12-time world heavyweight champion, or whatever it is now, 14, I guess. I don't know. Mm-hmm. AJ's won the belt twice. You know, like, if these are your generational talents, you know, like wrestler of the decade, then they should be the ones kind of championing everything into the new year, right? So, like, Edge won the Money in the Bank briefcase, twice? You know, your top guys, if they're not champs, they're in the race in some capacity. Whether they have it, they're a contender, or they're the Money in the Bank briefcase winner. Mm-hmm. AJ didn't do that. AJ hasn't won a Rumble. AJ hasn't won a Money in the Bank. Like, it's just, you're just wasting him. I don't know. Maybe that's an argument for another time, but I'm just saying,
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Who are you? Who's your championship contenders? You know, like, if Seth Rollins is your guy, what's he doing? You know, and fans aside, or how people look at him, or how he's viewed, or whatever, like, all of that aside, if he's your guy, why isn't he in there?
Because he was fighting Drew McIntyre.
Oh, well, okay. My bad.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying. What about Kevin Owens?
I think he's self-isolating.
Oh.
I'm not 100% sure on it, but I think I heard that he's chosen not to participate.
Gotcha.
In any live events at this point. Yeah. So, or at least like the live shows.
Got it. All right. Yeah. Well then, never mind.
Yeah. There goes my theory. So,
all of those things aside, it sounds like a pretty dumb main event.
You need go watch it.
I will. Trust me, I will. I wanted to today, and then I just didn't get a chance.
Yeah. I was honestly really hoping that Aleister Black would win that.
Yep.
The way they've been building him up over the past couple months, I really thought that they were going to give it to him, but
he'll be the new Intercontinental champ.
All right, because they're going to have that tournament.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Well, sir, we've gone 72 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Quite a going for season 2. Opening of season 2. Yeah.
Kicking it off.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you'd like to leave everyone with?
Well, are you talking about where they might possibly be able to contact us, or
Oh yeah, that in a
possibly
second. But
watch
anything?
something? Oh,
Well, yeah, that too. But before you do
okay.
that, anything to
Okay.
look forward to in the next week in wrestling?
the next week in wrestling. Well, like I said, we got Double or Nothing coming up. NWA.
Oh, is that coming?
They might have aired something, or they're going to.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll have to look more into that. Well, Becky Lynch is having a baby.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. So
WWE is going to try to outdo themselves, try to put butts in the seats in front of the TV, bringing out the heavy hitters, the big guns. Drew McIntyre, who's his next opponent for the belt? Well, it's none other than Baron Corbin. So, I mean, hey, you want to boost those ratings? There's only two
desperate
names.
times call for desperate measures.
2 words, 1 person. Baron
Corbin.
Ratings. Corbin.
Baron Tannen.
You can Baron damn tea. People are going to tune in and watch that.
That's better than what Baron Corbin could probably do himself.
Dude, see?
I would tune in. I would tune into that.
Baron tea it.
But no, I think that's it. What about you? You got any?
That was it for me. I can't
was it
wait
for
to
you?
see that match. Yeah, it's going to be lights out. Moxley versus 10 next week on Dynamite.
versus who?
10.
The Dark Order guy.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And Moxley's new movie, Cage Fighter. This airs this Saturday on Fight TV.
Are you getting a check for like promoting this?
I might be. No, I'm not.
I want a quarter of that check.
Deal.
All right. Awesome.
But yeah, other than that, I think that's it. So, all right, now lay it on us. What do you got? Where can people find us, talk to us, harass us, whatevs?
It's been a while, but you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Quick Pain Pod. We also got that website, quickpainpod.com, and we are also a part of WrestlingHeadlines.com. We will have a video version of our episodes up on WrestlingHeadlines.com and on their YouTube page. So go check them out too, WrestlingHeadlines.com.
Yeah.
But do not do anything involving the darkness when it comes with WrestlingHeadlines.com and YouTube.
Right. Yeah, I know I won't.
You will
They
get a
are on
muffled
it.
version of the darkness playing. So
Right. YouTube community guidelines. The people who
strictly say
police
no
that.
darkness.
Right. People who police that also run the darkness fan page. So, they believe in a thing called censorship.
And money, apparently. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, happy season 2, Dylan.
Happy season 2 to you also, Mr. Gray.
All right. Thank you, everyone. And we will see you or talk to you from a respective distance next week.
Yep. At least 250 miles.
How far away are we?
Yeah, it's far enough, right?
All right. All that said, see ya.
Yep. See you guys.